So one of the things that we talk about this week is the word of wisdom, which is the health law given through Joseph Smith to his saints. In my opinion, and I would assume in the opinion of many church members, the word of wisdom is a gift. There are many people who might not see it that way, especially people who are not members of the church who don't fully understand why we follow this health law. Some may find it ridiculous or unnecessary. The way that I view it is much like putting on a helmet when you go out to ride a bike. You may be able to ride a bike and never get injured. It may even feel more comfortable riding a bike without a helmet, but it's worth protecting yourself. And as I was reading the Word of Wisdom this week, this is the verse that stuck out to me. So this is Doctrine and Covenants. It's section 89. It is verse 3. It says, given for a principle with a promise, adapted to the capacity of the weak and the weakest of all saints who are or can be called saints. So the Lord is introducing his word of wisdom, his health law. And he's saying, I'm giving this for a principle with a promise, and I am adapting it to the capacity of the weak. This is for the weakest of all saints. When you look into the idea of adapted, it being adapted to the weakest of all saints, it means the definition of adapt is to make suitable for a new purpose. So the Lord made this suitable for the weakest of all saints. He modified it so that the weakest of saints would be capable of following it. And there are two ways I want to discuss today that he did this, that he adapted the word of wisdom so that it was easier to follow for the weakest of all saints. So the first one was that when the Lord gave the word of wisdom, it was not originally a commandment. In 1883, when we received this revelation, it was given as strongly worded advice. It was given as revelation from the Lord. In 1882, the Lord made it a commandment through the prophet John Taylor. In 1919, through Heber J. Grant, the Lord made it a requirement for a temple recommend. So it took a while to build up to the point where it became an actual requirement for a temple recommend. It started out as advice, and this is one of the ways that the Lord adapted it to the weakest of all saints. He adapted it as advice originally because he knew that there would be many people who were already addicted to these substances and that it would be very difficult for them to just quit cold turkey. And he did not want to bring them under immediate condemnation for not being obedient. And so this was the first way that he adapted his health law on behalf of his saints. We're talking about the word of wisdom this week, but this idea that the Lord adapted his health law for his saints, it has many implications in so many ways regarding the church.